What's going on, great human? The project looks and works somewhat like this. If I click on this red button, the background will be changed to red, and same for the other two buttons. You've clicked on this video, and that indicates that you are here to make this project. Stay assured and watch this video till end, as I promise that it will be worth it. And for the HTML, I have to click on this fancy icon and write index.html and then click enter. Nice. And what I will do here is I'm gonna write an exclamation mark and click enter, so a basic while template is displayed. And then the title will be BG changer, background changer basically. And down here what I will do is write stupidly simple HTML. Okay, so what I will write is button and then add two classes to it, BDN and the color of the BDN. So to add classes, I have a shortcut, which is after writing the element you have to click on dot and then write BDN and then dot for the next class, so BDN red, and then click enter. Boom, there we have it, a button with those two classes added. And then I'm gonna name it red because it is the button for changing the background to red, and then copy it 2 more times and make one for yellow, and then the next one will be for blue. And wasn't that the most simple and brief HTML you've ever seen on a project? And I also happen to have a fair icon here, which is kind of beautiful, so I'm gonna add it as the fair icon of our project up here. And then you're gonna write link, and the fourth option is what you'll click on. The href has the name of our favicon but not the extension, so I have to mention that it is a PNG file. Nice. And for the CSS, the fancy icon is what we click on and then make a style.css. Nice. And before writing anything on the style.css, hear me out. You have to first link it to our project, unless none of it will work. So link, and the third option is what we click on, and boom, there we have it. Our style.css is added on the project. So this bit is our project and this bit is our code, and we can see that our project looks like trash and we have to fix that using CSS. And you know that writing CSS takes a heck ton of time, and I don't want to take that much time writing CSS. Instead, I want to utilize that time learning JavaScript. For that, I have pre-written CSS out here, which I will paste right now. Boom, and we can see that our project looks kind of decent right now. And up here I want to show you guys something, that is that there are two parts of our CSS. One is important and the other one isn't. So basically the important part is what you have to add no matter what, and the not important part is only for the design. That was it about our CSS. Let's head towards our JavaScript. And now for the JavaScript, the fancy icon will be smashed, and I'm gonna write script.js. Nice, the JavaScript file has been created, and into the index.html we will go. Why? Because before writing anything on the JavaScript file, what you have to do is that before the body ends, go down here and then add your JavaScript here. So script, okay, and then I'm gonna add the source, which will be script.js. And the very first step in the JavaScript file will be to store the elements that have dynamic functionality in our project into constant. And let's understand what I just said right now. So basically this is our project, and now we have to find the elements that have some role in the JavaScript. So I'm gonna go towards the red button, and of course there is a role of red button in the JavaScript functionality. Why? Because if I click on the red button, something will happen on the JavaScript and the background will turn red, and same goes for yellow and blue. But there's another element that has a dynamic role in our JavaScript, but we can't see it yet, which is of course our background, because our background is being changed by the JavaScript, so it has a role in it. Now that we have identified the 4 elements with dynamic role in our JavaScript, it's time to save them in a constant. And doing that is pretty simple. All you have to write is constant and then body, which will act as our background, okay, and equals to document. So document is basically our HTML file, so our JavaScript is now targeting the HTML file, and I'm gonna write query selector, which is a pre-built method which will search and find elements on the basis of their element tag name, classes, or ID, and store them in the constant right here, okay. And now inside here I'm gonna pass body because it is the element of our body tag, so that the body tag will be stored inside this constant. Nice. And same will be repeated for the buttons. And you may ask why I have used dot before writing BT and red out here, and I've write nothing when it comes to body, because body is the element tag name, so I have to add it directly, while the BT and red is a class name. That's why I have to use dot here. So the first step is completed. Now let's head towards the second step, which is adding event listeners. Event listeners are basic functionalities of JavaScript which observes an element to see if something happens to it or not, and if something happens to it, then in reaction to that it will call a function. Now let's see how it looks like in practical. So btn red, okay, and now dot add event listener. So basically I'm adding a listener saying that, but if someone clicks on this button, you have to run this function, which is of bg red. Nice. Now what is a function? A function is basically a group of code that has a unique task and which can be used repeatedly. And there are two things for a function. First we have to define it and then we have to call it. But we have to call it first and we haven't defined it yet. So we have to go up here and define a function. So to define a function you have to write the function keyword and then the name of the function. So bgred is the name of the function, and then the parentheses for arguments, which we have none right here, and then the braces for the body of the function. And if I write something on it, let's say alert, and say the red btn is clicked. If someone clicks on this btn red, then this code will be executed. Now let's see if it is true or not. I'm here in the project. Let's click on the red button. Boom, the red button is clicked. Nice. Now let's repeat the same for the other two. The same is repeated for the other two buttons, but let's be honest, we don't want to alert which button was clicked. This project is not about it. We have to change the background of our body. Okay, and to do that, we have to write body, and then inside this body I have to add the class that will change its background to red. Let's see on the CSS that this class is bg-red. Okay, so we need to somehow add this bg-red to our body, and to do that we have to write class list dot add and then bg-red. And that was it about adding the class. Now let's check it out if it works or not. We're on our project, and on the red button we click on, and boom, we can see that the background has changed to red. Very nice. And now for the bg yellow, I'm gonna repeat the same. Okay, so body dot class list dot add, and then I'm gonna add bg yellow. And now let's head towards the bg blue function, and here body dot class list dot add, and here I'm gonna add the class bg blue. Nice. And now I'm up here in the project. If I click on red, the background is changing to red. If I click on yellow, the background is changing to yellow. And then if I click on blue, it is blue. Really nice. But there's a slight problem here, which is if I click on this yellow again, the background isn't changing to yellow, nor is it changing to red again. Let's see by inspecting what is wrong with our project. So basically using inspect, I can see that the three classes are simultaneously added here: bg red, bg yellow, bg blue. Why is it? Let's see why is it. So basically when I run default, the body has no class on it, right? And if I click red, we can see that the red background class is added. And if I click yellow, the yellow is added, but the red one is still there. And if I click on blue, the blue one is added and the two of them are still there. So if I click on yellow, red, or any other button, the background will not change because all three classes are added on it and the blue is getting the priority. Now let's fix this by removing the other two when the third is added. To fix that, what we have to do is before adding a class of one color, we have to remove the class of the other colors. And to do that, we have to write body dot classlist. It's pretty much opposite to what we have done right now, which is dot remove, and then I have to remove bg blue if it is there, and then same for our background yellow. There we have it. And then down here I'm gonna write body dot classlist dot remove, and then I'm gonna remove bg blue. Same will be repeated for the red one, and then I'm gonna go to bg blue and then remove the other two here. So classlist dot remove, and then I'm gonna remove our bg red. Nice. And then I'm gonna remove the yellow one. There we have it. The other two are getting removed when the third one is added in every single function. So if I click on the red button, the background is red, yellow, blue, Now let's see if I click on red, if it turns to red again or not. Boom, there we have it. Our project is working smoothly as it was supposed to. And that was it about creating a background changer using JavaScript. I hope this video was of help. And if you found this video useful, please consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel. The source code to this project is provided in the description if you want to check it out. And it was Quick Service, now signing out.